All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Old Thunder Brewing Company, and they're out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and this is their Forever Bright. So this is a German-style Pilsner that comes in at 4.8% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review, and this can is approximately 9 weeks old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to Rob from Old Thunder for this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail boxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Rob sent my way. And he sent me 12 beers in total, 3 of which were unique. So entire 4 packs of each beer. He sent me a rye IPA called Forgotten Astronauts. Absolutely phenomenal. A hazy IPA called Mental Titans, also extremely delicious. And this beer. Now, full disclosure, I've had this beer before. I had it at the 2024 Rochester Real Beer Expo that took place in Rochester, New York, downtown at Innovative Field. And they, and by they I mean Old Thunder and Rob, they were pouring this on a high-gravity keg, or out of a high-gravity keg, and it was very akin to like a cask. The mouthfeel, just the body, everything was fantastic, but the taste of the beer was amazing. One of my favorite beers from that festival, if not my favorite beer from that festival. It was fantastic. So Old Thunder came to the 2023 and 2024 versions of the fest. They did not come this past year, did not get an invite, and that's how this beer mail came to be. So once again, I can't thank Rob enough for this beer. You guys know me if you follow my channel. I'm always honest with the reviews, no matter if somebody from a brewery sends it to me or a viewer of the channel gives it to me, whatever the case may be, I'm always honest. But it's going to be hard to not enjoy this beer because Old Thunder makes fantastic stuff. If you're in and around the Pittsburgh, PA area, check out their brewery. I plan to go down there at some point in the future, and I want to drink all the beers on tap, and hopefully they have like a special version of this when I go down there. Probably not, but we'll see. Anyway, a little spiel on the side here. It just says, our single decoction German-style Pilsner brewed with the finest Pilsner malted barley and a blend of German hops. Expect bright notes of citrus and noble hop flowers. Yes. So a little bit older of a can too. When he sent it to me, I think it was like 6 weeks old, but I wanted to get to the other hop forward beers first, so I did so. That should be fine at 9 weeks old. So we give it a nice, crystal clear out of the can. So I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not expecting this to be as good as the high-gravity keg that I had, because it's not out of a high-gravity keg. It's out of the can. But holy shit, look at the clarity of that. That is just look at this beer, folks. That beer is absolutely fucking phenomenal in the glass. Like, every time I get a lager that looks like that from a craft brewery, I just get very excited. Just look at it. It looks fucking awesome. Crystal clear. You can see my hand through it. It has about a 2 finger of this bright white, really creamy looking head. Some bigger bubbles, so it has a little bit of a soap sudsy kind of look to it, but for the most part, it's bright white with a creamy look to it. The color is basically that golden yellow color, or you should say golden straw color. It's absolutely beautiful, decent carbonation. Whew. So this looks better than I anticipated, and I don't know why, because it is a German Pilsner. I'm expecting it to have a good clarity in this kind of color, but I don't know. Anyway, nose. Yeah, exactly what I want. So, you know, if you've been following the channel over the past couple of years, have I been getting into lagers the last 2 or 3 years, I prefer Czech-style Pilsners over German. I feel like they have a little bit more balance for what I'm looking for, but a good German Pils is hard to beat as well. But I prefer the Czech style. This has everything I want. That beautiful crackery, bready, kind of sweet, almost honey note to it. When they say noble hop flowers, yeah, it has a big floral, almost like grassiness to it, a little bit of a spicy kick too. Citrus, I'm getting more like a lemon, maybe a lemongrass, maybe a touch of like an orange or a tangerine. A definite like red apple closer to the core of the apple. White pear. Here's something I don't say often. Honeysuckle. How about some honeysuckle? Dude, oof. It does have a bigger kind of sulfuric lager funk note that I am accustomed to in a lot of the American brewed like German and Czech style lagers, but I like that. Dude, it smells so bright. Shout out to Joe over Joe's Arcade. He goes, it tastes bright. It smells bright. What does that mean? I don't know. It just has like this oomph to it, right? It just smells like it's going to be very refreshing, crisp, clean. I just want to get into it. So anyway, let's do so. Thanks again, Rob, and prost. listen. I'm actually upset that Rob sent me these 3 beers specifically because they're all delicious. I almost wanted a beer that I wouldn't really care for. And a couple of the beers that I originally got from a viewer of the channel, Dan, how I first knew about Old Thunder, a couple of them, they had like a smoked porter and I forget the other beer. I gave them like a 4 out of 5. They were good, but not great or anything. He sent me 3 bangers, as the kids would say. These are absolutely fucking brewed phenomenally well and absolutely delicious. Like, I don't know what else to say. I don't know. I'm a fanboy for Old Thunder, fucking, and they're not even a local brewery to me. Like, I can't get their stuff here, but I love their beer. The body on this is spectacular for it, 4.8%. Higher side of medium. It's a little bit bigger of a mouthfeel. It's not like overbearing where you're going to drink 2 or 3 cans and be like, oh, it's weighing me down. No, but it does have more of an oomph. It's definitely not watery or thin. The mouthfeel, exactly what you expect. It has a beautiful moderate carbonation, maybe a touch over, very effervescent. The carbonation dancing on my palate from front to back, but so it's super crisp, but it's incredibly refreshing. A very, very clean beer. Bright. It's bright, but it's just a joy to drink from the body and mouthfeel standpoint alone. And I usually say that like about hazies, like when I just want to drink from the body and mouthfeel, or like a big like viscous imperial stout. No, I want to drink this for the body and mouthfeel alone. The taste is pretty goddamn good too. Front to back, first hits me, dives underneath, then gets on the back of the palate. That I'm glad I said like a little bit of a honey. It's like a honey, almost like a honey cracker, like an unsalted saltine, like honey version of that. And it's not a big honey, but it just has a little bit of like a nuance of like a floral kind of honey, like almost like an orange blossom honey on top of a unsalted cracker. And again, hits me right at the forefront, dives underneath, hits me on the back. Then waves of, to me, citrus, nice zesty lemon, a little bit of like, again, like a pithy orange or some lemongrass. It turns into that red apple core, a touch of white pear, and that honeysuckle also hits. It has a pretty big floral vibe as a whole throughout the palate. And then the finish, that floral ramps up. There's some of that grassy, kind of spicy, noble hop goodness you get. Finishes firmly dry with a mild to moderate bitterness, more approaching moderate, extremely well balanced. That lager funk I was talking about, that sulfuric lager funk, is definitely here in the taste. But it's not overwhelming, it's not overbearing, it's not like getting in the way, and it's kind of nice to notice because I feel if I was reviewing this as a blind beer, aka whodunit beer on my channel, I would pick up on that and think instantly this is a lager outside of just looking at it. It just has that kind of funkiness, but it's not big. It's not like a barnyard funk or something you get in like a farmhouse ale or a saison or grisette, something like that. It's actually more, just because of the lager processing, or the lager process. I don't know what to say about this one. I gave this, I think, a 4.6 or 4.5, 4.6 when I had it in 2024 at the festival. Pretty good glass lacing as well. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm pouring the rest in here because I'm drinking this all in record time. I'm glad he sent a 4-pack. I did share 2 of the beers with a couple friends, so I'll have one more off camera to drink. And again, this is 9 weeks old, and it doesn't taste like it. And I didn't anticipate it tasting like that because, it is a lager, so it's not like an IPA where the hops are going to fade as quickly. Although, you want all your beer a little bit fresher, but I'm fine with this. Is it as mind-blowing as the high gravity keg version of it is? No, but it honestly is better than I thought it was going to be in comparison to that beer. Because that beer, if we're being honest, I thought would be good. I thought it'd be good. But I also thought it would be, I thought this beer would be good, but I thought it'd pale in comparison, and it doesn't. It's just, you're missing a little bit of that, like, almost cask-esque kind of feeling you get from that keg. I don't know. This is fucking delicious. Thank you again, Rob, for all the beers. This is the final beer I'm reviewing from the package he sent my way. I can't thank him enough. I can't get Old Thunder here, as I said, in the Buffalo, New York area, so to be able to experience their beer, despite the fact they didn't come to the 2025 Rochester Real Beer Expo, I'm stoked. So I'm going to give this another really high score. I'm sorry, whatever. You can call me out, say I'm fibbing, say I'm a fanboy and whatever, but I'm telling you it's great. So I'm going to give this a straight 4.5 out of 5. I would say I give that high gravity keg. I can't say high gravity keg. I probably would have gave that more in that like 4.6, maybe 4.65 realm. So this is slightly worse than that, but still, it's one of my favorite German-style Pilsners that I've had from American Brewing, for sure. Definitely in the conversation, definitely top 5, maybe top 3. They do it proper. So price point availability, $16 a 4-pack on their website. So you're talking more in that, $4 a can realm. A bit high. I'll be honest with you, a bit high. But, when you talk about local breweries and some of the more hyped like lager breweries, like your Schillings, your Human Robot, your Suarez here in the East Coast, a beer like this is going to be upwards of $18 a 4-pack. So it's a little bit cheaper than that. Would I prefer see this in the $12 to $14 range? Sure, I would. I think I would want to pay max $14 for this one, but it's a 4.5 out of 5. It's a delicious beer. $4 a can, I am not angry about whatsoever. Some of you might be like, there's no way I'll ever pay that. Hey, to each their own. I'm just telling you what it costs. And then availability. This is where a bit different because the Forgotten Astronauts review I posted, a lot of people, Paul over at PA Brew News, I think Dominic said when he lived in PA, he's like, I can't find them 30 minutes away from Pittsburgh. So I don't really know their distribution. I just know you can go to the brewery and buy their stuff. I'd imagine in and around like Pittsburgh, probably like downtown, maybe they get to some bottle shops and stuff. I have no idea. If anybody from Old Thunder ever watches this, let me know. Maybe I should send Rob an email and see what he says. But if you see their beer at any point, I don't care where you are, and you just like good, well-made beer, and you like lagers, and you like cool styles like rye IPAs that you don't see a lot of, hazy beers. They run the gamut of the different styles. They just don't throw out like hazy after hazy, and that's it. They do a lot of stuff. So I can't thank Rob enough for the beers. It was awesome trying some more of their stuff. I got to get down to Pittsburgh at some point and check out the brewery that is, on the docket at some point in the future. So yeah, anyway, 4.8%, you really can't tell. Great balance to this one, just a delicious beer. I will say, if you've had this one before, please post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. If not, what's your favorite German-style Pilsner from American Brewery? Can I get my hands on it if I haven't reviewed it? Let me know. I'm going to go and drink this probably in like 5-10 minutes off camera because that was one thing with German Pilsners. A lot of them are a little bit too, for me, a little bit too bitter, a little bit too dry for what I'm wanting out of like the sessioning part of this. This does not have that issue. I could easily drink 2 or 3 cans of this, maybe an entire 4-pack in like one sitting. And by one sitting, I mean like 3, 4, 5 hours. And I don't think I'd get sick of it. And I think that really shows how well produced, well made, well brewed this beer is. And that's all I got for you. So appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Till the next one, cheers. Thanks again to Rob. Prost.